Okay.
Wow. Oh, hey. Suddenly the show got a lot more interesting.
And now we're live. So welcome to PNRShow Season 4, Episode 11. Cinqo, the May the 4th be with you
Gary
show.
P's live on air.
I did all that and I didn't cue up any music.
Anticlimactic. All right.
I know. This is awesome. Wait, there's the music.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
than mine. I'll take a strong stout over stride. I prefer to confer with a half pint of ale than live a long life till my private parts fail. For life without liquor is to no avail. So bring me lager for life. I'd rather have lager than life.
Buenos noches. Ese Cinco de Mayo show. Tonight, because I don't know how to say tonight in Spanish.
Esta noche.
I can do it. Esta noche. Negra. Modelo en especial. And
Y.
I can only do French. Le Cima American. Le Film. Y Keith esta review Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And now the hosts esta Keith, Gary, y Jeremy.
Hola, Señor Rob.
Hello, it's our Cinco de Mayo show. Don't sound so excited.
It's the best time of the year.
Best time of the year. So we're kicking off the summer. School is in the final stretch for all the folks that have kids. You got, Memorial Day coming up. You got summer movies coming up, vacations, all kinds of excited stuff. But, we want to start it off right on the PNR show. We want to start it off with beer. We've got two good ones tonight. Modelo Negra, or Negro Modelo, however you want to say it, and Modelo Especial.
All right, so wait, which one are we doing first?
Let's do the Negro Modelo, because that's the one I have.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say let's do the Especial.
Yeah, I was going to say the special do light to dark and make Rob suffer and wait.
Thanks, guys.
For not having both beers.
I appreciate that. Apparently, Cinco de Mayo is kind of big down here, and Negro Modelo is kind of big down here as well. So, the Especial, she was gone.
That's interesting because I couldn't find these. Well, I didn't want to buy a 6-pack, so I just got a gigantic can of Especial.
Oh, you know what? I did not even look for that. I didn't even think of that.
But they didn't have the Negro, so I only have the Especial.
Oh my goodness! So. Everybody's lacking tonight.
But it's a really big can, so that makes
I should look for that.
A 6-pack of Negro and pulled 3 out and put 3 Especial in it and then checked out.
Oh, see, the store I went to frowns on that.
Well, so does Wegmans, but what are you going to do?
But if
you're not paid enough to notice.
However, all is not lost. I have had Modelo Especial before, so I will be able to give an educated critique on it.
All right.
So I can tell you this. I poured the Especial and it smells like corn.
Yeah, this is a 4.4% typical Mexican lagerish beer, which I can tell you right now, we'll be lucky if Gary and Jeremy don't spit it out right on the show.
I've had Modelo before.
That doesn't mean anything.
If Donald Trump builds a wall to keep this kind of stuff out of the country, that would be good.
Hey, come on! This is the number 2 imported beer in the world, or exported beer in the world, or something.
So this is also, according to Beer Advocate, this is an American adjunct lager, and it sure tastes like it.
It is. I can tell you this: it's got a little more. It's got a little more richness than a typical adjunct lager. So it is definitely better than the rest of the American adjunct lagers.
Okay, it sucks.
but it pretty much it's pretty close to a PBR, I think.
So Modelo Especial.
It's not close to a PBR.
No, it's not. It doesn't even have close to that much flavor.
Oh.
So I'm gonna try to fix it up.
I was saying that as a compliment.
We're not doing ratings right now, although this sucks is not a rating, so you're so good. Daniel.
I'm gonna try to fix it up with some Clamato and
No, you didn't.
Because I am a big fan of the Michelada.
The Michelada is pretty big in Mexico.
I love Micheladas. So
yeah, you sent me that Michelada with that lump of cat shit in the bottom of it. It was delicious. I'm so glad you did that.
Now that's
Thanks.
gross. Now that's what we need to do. That's the kind of thing
me on to Micheladas.
That's the kind of thing we need to build a wall for.
Styrofoam cups
freaking
with
Michelada mix.
With mix of Michelada and
disgusting peach
pit dehydrated plum at the bottom.
Gross. All right. So how long do we wait before we move on to the other one, or we wait till you drink this one? Or can you drink this one?
Let's do it. Let's do a topic and then come back to the beer.
We actually do have some feedback.
We do have feedback.
We do.
It's not possible.
We have a ton of feedback.
I'm not prepared for feedback, so Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, so our good friend, I'm assuming these are all from our good friend Aaron.
It's from our fan, yes.
Yes, our one fan. Thanks, Aaron, buddy. Miss you, man. From season 4, episode 9, so just 2 episodes ago, in reference to the list of the 50 largest craft breweries. He says, so I noticed that most of the breweries that y'all had not heard of were from the center strip of the U.S.
That's flyover country.
That is flyover country, yes. So it's where I am as well. Also, you must get Rob to send you some of the real ale beers. Here are my personal recommendations. Actually, before you give those, my next shipment, which is going to be happening this month, I'm going to be getting together a shipment for the boys, and real ale will definitely be a part of that shipment.
Sweet.
He recommends Devil's Backbone, which is one of his most favorite beers, even over Shiner. You'd have to go to the beer store with the idea of buying anything but Devil's Backbone, just so I could actually try other beers. It will put hair on your chest. Named after a geologic feature near the brewery, a ridge that runs between Blanco and Wimberley, Texas. It makes a nice Sunday drive. Fireman's number 4, he also recommends. One of their most popular, but I only think it's okay. I've had Fireman's number 4. Keith is very hairy. I want to tell you guys.
We're doing a hair check here.
I've seen Keith up close and personal. He is a hairy man. Full Moon. I am not a big fan of IPAs, but I think making them with rye is a good thing, and this is a prime example of that. Rio Blanco. This is another one of my favorite beers of all time. Ice cold on a hot day, sitting in the shade after having done hard work. Heaven. Make sure that you have more than one to drink for the show, because it's kind of like sex. The good stuff just makes you want more.
The show is pretty hard work. We could do with a.
The show is like sex. Yeah.
So we've had Devil's Backbone.
You try it once. Yeah. The show is our broadcast schedule is kind of like sex. We do it once, twice, and then we kind of say, yeah, let's take a break for a little while.
I thought you were gonna say you do it like once a month. I'm glad you didn't say.
Depends, but when I do it whole hog, dude. I come to bear, so to speak. Brewhouse. He likes this one, and I think Rob would too. It always makes me crave a grilled cheese sandwich made with either a strong cheese or a funky cheese, though. Keith loves his cheese. You had him at cheese. So that may make it hard. Yeah, make it hard for Keith to finish the show. Sisyphus. Every time, boy, man, Aaron's got a lot of recommendations. Sisyphus. Every time I drink it, I want to try my hand at a homebrew barley wine. Oof, I do not like barley wine.
That's my nemesis.
I can't drink this one very fast, but I do enjoy the long journey sometimes. Phoenix is a good ESB, which is hard to find, and so is this one. B is hard to find, and so is this one. Coffee Porter, I miss having this one available last Christmas. I had gotten a factory-sealed empty bottle in a 6er one time. I still have that bottle. Lord knows if I need to get my intestines cleaned out, I will happily drink a Coffee Porter. They also may a rye ale that I only ever saw in their mixed six-pack that was so good, I would buy the mixed six-pack just to get the one bottle of rye. And he notices that on their webpage, they have many more than he has never seen before. I guess he has a reason to go back to Texas after all. Me too. You can come back and visit me, man. All right, so real ale will definitely be in my next shipment, at least some of those beers. Season 4, Episode 3. I kind of like the out-of-context readings of my comments, so I'm not super motivated to provide that context as part of my comment. Okay. I have to remember what we were talking about when we said that. He's afraid to look up milk punch on Urban Dictionary. That's at the Urban Dictionary show. And he has spent weekends with my dogs. Don't worry, Rob and his dogs are mostly interchangeable. What? That's not cool.
Thanks, Aaron. That's great feedback.
And then last episode, season 4, episode 10, Indian girl does not live among monkeys. Was this like
I thought she did.
Accounts of girl raised by monkeys in India questioned. New information has been reported since the publication of this story that raised significant doubts about the veracity of the initial counts on which it was based.
I don't know. You heard it on PNRShow. I think you can trust it.
I prefer to think of her living with monkeys because that's a much more exciting story.
This is from the Washington Post. While the girl appears to have been abandoned near the forest in question, according to these new reports, these officials do not believe she had been living among monkeys. I mean, I think that would probably be easy to tell. I mean, if she throws her poo around, it's a pretty good chance. Anyway.
Yeah, I said, I prefer to think that the Jungle Book was real, so.
Yeah. Well, phooey on you, Aaron. Thanks for ruining everything.
Wow, that was a lot of feedback.
Thanks, Aaron. More feedback. Keep it coming. I mean, we're only doing feedback like once every 50 shows.
Well, we only do a show once every 3 or 4 weeks.
That's
so
perfect. It actually lines up perfectly. So
how's the beer working out for you guys now that you've doctored it up? Apparently.
Oh, it's better as a majority.
I added lime brew salt to it, and I'm not sure I have enough brew salt to actually pour it.
Just pour a salt shaker down your mouth.
Much better when it changes color like this.
It did take away that kind of funky edge that the beer has, and make it taste just kind of less of the bad flavors. So that's good. So yeah, I guess the brew salts are good.
It does have a borderline skunked kind of flavor to it.
Yeah,
and I think that's normal. I mean, that's just kind of
normal of Mexican beers.
It is. They're brewed where it's hot. And
that's what makes it especial.
Yeah, it just kind of takes like it's about ready to turn, but it hasn't yet. So you got it just in time. So you feel good about that.
Plus, for the most part, I mean, I know you guys got it out of a can, but when you buy especial bottles, the bottles are clear.
Yep.
Scary.
That does not help the skunk at all.
No,
that means they're having to put some weird stuff in it to keep it stable.
Perhaps.
I think it's just extra corn. More
rice.
More of the mesa.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready to move on to the next one?
Or the maize?
Yeah, move on to the next one.
I would love to try some. Yeah. I think I hope at least you'll be a little more pleased with Negro Modelo.
I will. Oh, habanero this beer. Mad Matt.
This one 5.4%. And this is classified as a Vienna lager.
I had Devil's Backbone Vienna lager, by the way. I looked it up on Untapped. So I have had a Devil's Backbone.
What did you rate it?
A 4.
Huh, nice.
Yeah, for me, that's a pretty good rating for that style of beer.
On a lager, that's really generous.
Yeah. Well, it's a Vienna lager, so.
Like Vienna Calling?
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
Like Vienna sausages.
Falco really enjoys a Vienna lager.
Who doesn't, though?
Yeah, also, just saying.
Well, it's a different flavor.
It's a lot sweeter.
Yeah.
It's not as rich as it looks dark, you know?
So,
which I guess makes it approachable.
This 6-pack says something on it. Something like same Negro Modelo, new look. But this tastes not like I remember a Negro Modelo tasting.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, at least the one I'm having is.
I don't know. My bottle doesn't say new look. It looks like it always has.
Okay.
So
this also needs help.
As we move on through the show, the guys are you're going to hear 75% negative comments on Negro Modelo. So I would just like to be the one voice of clarity and enlightenment, and say this is good. I like it.
I think mine's been out of the refrigerator for way too long. Like,
it's a good beer.
Probably 15 minutes.
It's very popular down here.
Actually, Modelo was one of the the Negro Modelo was one of the first different beers I tried.
Yeah,
you know?
And we did Negro Modelo on the old show.
Yeah, the old show we did it, I think, a couple times. But I think, I mean, long before that, you know, when I was really sick of bud at bars in college, you know, and I wanted something different, and someone turned me onto this. This was one of the first ones I said, oh, beer can have different flavors, you know. So it is kind of a gateway beer to ambers and therefore down to stouts and porters, and the fact that something different can be made. So there is something to be said for that. However, for what it is, I don't think it's a particularly great example anymore, having broadened my palate so far into the craft beer world, that this does still taste a little weak to me.
I don't have it, so I can't comment, but I did give it a rating on Untapped. I have checked into it twice.
Oh, a previous rating. I got it.
Okay, so what was the
previous rating? Well, we wait till the end to give the rating, so I'm not going to tell you.
I'm just wondering what it was. I didn't think you'd be applying them to the show.
Back off, man! Back off!
I know.
Ouch. Interestingly enough, the last time I had this beer was nearly 3 years ago. So, if that tells you anything.
So watch out, folks. A little tease for later. You're not only going to get one rating, you're going to get 2 ratings at the end of the show. But we digress.
So Snappy Tom Tomato Chili Cocktail versus Clamato.
Come on, man. Just drink the beer.
Snappy Tom is where it's at. I am drinking the beer.
Holy crap. If I were to doctor up a Pliny the Elder, you guys would scream your fool heads off.
Yeah.
That's because that's just silly talk to say anything bad about it.
Exactly.
So, Jeremy, is Snappy Tom a standalone, or is that a mixer too?
You could do whatever you want with it. It's kind of like spicy V8 juice. You could drink it on its own if you like it that way, or not.
Okay, but it's not like it's not an alcoholic drink in itself.
No. It's just
a spiced juice blend or whatever.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Tomato and jalapenos and onion.
Sounds delicious.
Breakfast of champions right there.
All right. May we? Shall we?
We may. We can, and we shall.
All right. Time for our pint taken segment, Keith. Give us the music.
Oh, crap.
You couldn't have done any mariachi music. I mean, you had it. We were listening to it before the show began.
Oh, did you want that? Is that appropriate?
Let's go to Mayo show.
All right. Reset. Take 2.
Oh my God.
Negrita de mis pesares, hoja de papel volando, negrita de mis pesares, hoja de papel volando.
There you go. Jeremy says that's
on this
all
very show
where YouTube gets us.
On this very show, it seemed like it was only yesterday, when it really was 4.5 months ago, Jeremy, and I gave our reviews of a little timely movie that was out just before Christmas by the name of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. At the time, Keith was not necessarily ready for his review, even though the movie had been out for almost a month at that point. And we said, well, just see it when you can, and whenever you two, bring it on the show, and we'll let you give your review. Well, here it is, the day before Star Wars Day, May the 4th, only 5 months late. Keith has seen Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
It's true. I've seen it. It was a gift to me from the Easter Bunny. In fact, I've seen it twice now.
Hey.
And so I'm what you would call a Rogue One expert at this point.
Ah.
Keith, would you like to give your review?
I would. Here, I'll give it to you as we planned before the show.
For those listening, that was a thumbs up.
Keith's microphone was not working before the show, so since we had this topic as our first one, we told him he could either give it a thumbs up or thumbs down.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was everything I wanted, which was more of the Star Wars universe without all the traditional main characters. I enjoyed that there was a slight cameo by Vader in there. I enjoyed that we saw just a little bit of Princess Leia at the end. But for the most part, it was a great little adventure flick that was not involving all the rest of the Star Wars stuff, but it still had all the Star Wars tropes, all the cool special effects, the Star Destroyers and the spaceships and the laser battles, and there was even a Jedi-ish person in there using the Force, and so I liked it a lot. It was really cool. It kind of makes me look forward to more in that vein. I know what's up next is kind of not that as far as the interstitial Star Wars go, but I hope they do more, just other stories and backstories in the Star Wars universe. I think it's really cool.
How did you like the way that it tied into A New Hope?
I thought it was really good. It just ends pretty much where New Hope begins, or within what seems like 15 minutes of it.
The most wonderful thing that I think about this movie is the criticism for years about Star Wars has always been, you build this gigantic space station and yet you leave this little exhaust port that if you just hit it with a torpedo, the whole station will blow up. What kind of planning is that? Well, they answered this question that it actually was a flaw built into the system so that it could be destroyed
by a rebel working undercover, basically. Yeah, I mean,
ingenious.
It was. I doubt that was originally planned that way, but it's a beautiful write-in, and it works so well into it. Yeah, it really. It was cool. It felt Star Wars without being, I wasn't looking for Luke and Leia.
It felt fresh.
It did.
Yeah. The other question that I wanted to ask you to talk a little bit about is we've had 2 Star Wars films back to back now that feature very prominent female lead characters, like not just support roles. Even though Princess Leia was a very strong character, I think most people would agree that she's kind of relegated to the less actiony, less authoritative position in those, the princess and senator and all that kind of stuff. So as a dad of 2 girls, now having seen both of these films with such strong female leads, what you thought about that?
That would be...
And he heard none of that question at all. He heard not a single part of that question. That's the best thing ever. That is the greatest. I set him up so nicely, so sweetly. He just left the set. He's gone.
Oh, he doesn't like when you compare actresses to his daughters, though.
Oh my! I didn't.
Sentence.
I didn't.
But you did mention actress, and then you mentioned his daughter.
I said nothing about. Now this. Watch. You watch. This is where he'll start listening again. I said nothing about Emma Watson. Nothing at all.
Look at the concentration on his face, though.
Hello? Can you hear us?
I think he might be oh no, he's not frozen. I thought he was frozen for a second.
No, that was just pure concentration.
He has lost his headset. I'm sure if he could hear, he would tell you, well, you know, as a dad of 2 daughters, I thought it was great for them to be able to see strong female characters that didn't feel like they were just thrown in to be part of the story, that they actually felt like a driving force behind everything that was going on. And I thought that was really great and nice to see. Well, that's a really good answer, Keith. I'm glad you said that.
I love your Keith voice.
Great of you. By the way, I also think that Emma Watson's kind of hot. I don't know what I said before, but she's kind of, I mean, I know she's 24 now, so it's okay that I think she's really, really hot. Again, this is Keith speaking. And I think that in Beauty and the Beast, she's extra hot. She's uber hot, in fact. She's pretty wonderful. About Star Wars or Rogue One.
That was a great review, Keith. Thanks.
And he's gone. He left. He hung up. He's actually gone. He hung up the show. It's the best.
Wow.
So I devoted the entire first segment to Keith to get him to talk about Rogue One, and he lasted all about 30 seconds.
I had to leave too. I missed when he left, so I guess. Oh, he joined the video call.
Back.
I'm
Liked it.
sorry.
So
I don't know what's going on with my equipment.
That's what Keith thinks of Emma Watson.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
there.
So Keith, I invite you tomorrow to go back and listen to your wonderful answer to the question I gave you. That was so nicely thought out and reasonably asked.
I'm sure I did a wonderful job.
Actually, you
It was
answered very
great.
nicely.
Yeah, good.
So that'll close out Keith's review of Rogue One.
Awesome.
Because we've got to move on. Okay. Hey, guys, are you ready for summer movies?
Yes.
Woo-hoo! This week, typically the first week of May, is usually when the first big summer blockbusters start coming out. Now, we did have Logan last month, which unfortunately I did not get to see. I'm so pissed off.
Nah, it wasn't worth it.
Oh, really?
Actually,
Anyway,
Gary's the only dissenting opinion I've heard on that.
yeah, yeah. But everyone's really,
It's
really
hard
giving
to
them
be
a
right sometimes.
Yeah, it's lonely at the top.
The cheese stands alone.
Great. So
You know
what
how
I
much
want
like
to,
cheese.
so I have got the summer release schedule here, gentlemen, by week, and I'm going to give you the nationally released films, okay, every week. And if you think it's going to be in the top 10 at the end of the summer, or sorry, a top 10 for the year in terms of box office, you just tell me. I'm going to mark it on a little chart here. And then when we're finished, I want you to go back for the ones that you checked off and tell me what you think the top 5 movies are going to be for the summer in terms of box office. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
If it does see you, yes.
Okay, cool. So first up on May 5th, this weekend, I'm so excited. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yep, going to see that tomorrow.
Anyone not think that that's going to be in the top 10 movies of the year?
I don't think so. The early reviews are kind of meh on this.
I don't think it matters. I think people will just go see it anyway.
Well, it does have the Marvel cachet that'll drive a lot of stuff, and I'm sure it'll make bank. I'm just not sure it'll be a top 10. It may not be a top 5. Maybe it'll be top 10.
There's been nothing good at the movies since the Oscars, so we're kind of in a drought. So people that like to go to the movies have been waiting for this.
Okay. All right. I said it'll make
Marvel...
top 10, but I bet it won't make top 5.
Okay, so you do say it will be top 10. All right, I'll put that down for you.
I will. I think it'll be like 9.
The Marvel film, the first one was so awesome. I think this is going to be an awesome one, too. Not as good as the first one, because the first one was so different and so out of left field. It kind of caught people by surprise, and it was really like a phenomenon. Now everyone's expecting it to be awesome. So we'll see how it does with the sophomore slump. All right, so May 12th. Next week, we have King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Yeah.
Who's in that?
King Arthur, Legend of the Sword is Charlie Hunnam, who was in Pacific Rim.
Oh, yeah.
Jude Law, and a bunch of other people.
I was hoping this was like a
random extras.
Another retelling of the King Arthur Arthur story. NUV top 10. I think that'll last like 3 weeks.
I was hoping this was like Legends of the Holy Grail too.
No.
Oh, wow.
So then we have Low Riders, which stars the chick from Supergirl and Eva Longoria. A young street artist in East Los Angeles is caught between his father's obsession with lowrider car culture, his ex-felon brother, and his need for self-expression.
Well, it's appropriate for our theme tonight.
Oh, yeah, no.
Do you have a list of these that we can look at? Because
yes. List. Let me paste you this list so you can see the schedule, and it has links that you can go right to the movies as well. We also have then on May 12th also is Snatched, which is a comedy with Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn, which you probably have seen some commercials for.
No.
I don't think there's enough comedies coming out lately that this might take some open ground and run with it, because there's just nothing else up against it.
Yeah, let me change the parameters of my contest. Instead of saying top 10 for the year, I'm just going to ask you if it's going to be a hit. And if it's going to be a hit, then I'll put it down the list, and then you do top 5. Does that make more sense?
Okay.
Sure.
I think this will hit only because of the total drought of comedies.
Right. And
this is a flop.
Okay. So Keith says yes. Gary says no. I say yes too because what's her first one? What was the movie? The comedy she did before? Trainwreck.
Schumer?
Trainwreck.
Yeah.
Trainwreck was pretty freaking funny, and it was a big hit. And I think this has the chance to. So I say it will be a hit. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I bet it will.
Okay.
It's a niche, and it'll do well.
Comedy is a niche.
No, it's very specific.
All right, May
I think it'll do
19th.
well.
I think we'll all be a yes on this one. Alien Covenant. Ridley Scott directs a new Alien movie.
I want it to do well. I don't think it will.
The previews are not encouraging.
Yeah, I think the Alien thing is done. I think Ridley Scott might be done.
Ow.
I'm saying yes. Like I
got
said,
you.
It's hard to be right.
You think he's going to be done even with Blade Runner 2049 coming out in October?
I have concerns about that too. I hope it's great. I really do.
Okay.
But
all right. The other one's coming out is Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul.
that'll do really well. That series is really popular among the preteen set. And they haven't got anything to watch right now outside of Guardians, which their parents will have to get them into. So they're going to go for that.
Yes. So you say yes?
I'm saying that's going to be a hit.
I'm saying it's going to make a lot of money. I think it would it could land in the top 10. It will be a hit among its demographic.
Yeah, I'll say it'll be a hit.
It's going to make bank. It's going to be well.
The first
received. I mean, it's not going to win an Oscar. Nobody's asking. That's not the category.
Yeah, All right. Then the next one is that same weekend is Everything, Everything, which looks to be a romance with, again, no one I've ever heard of.
Blah.
A drama about a young woman with a disease that keeps her locked up inside her home. A boy who lives across the street. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
It's reverse Rear Window.
Yeah.
No, it's like, yeah. It's fine.
All right. May 25th, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Zac Efron bring the next reboot to the silver screen with Baywatch.
Keith's laugh says it all.
Yeah. I kind of like The Rock, and I think it's funny that he's doing this, but I'm not going to pay money to see this, and I don't think anybody else will either.
No.
Everybody's going to wait for that to show up on Netflix.
I would actually pay money to be let out of a theater that was showing this movie.
I think that this is actually going to do well because this is a genre, and Zac Efron has actually been doing well in this kind of the comedy kind of role. He had the ones with the frat house in college that had what's his name?
Yeah.
Seth Rogen. So I think this could be a sleeper that sneaks up on people. And Baywatch has a huge kind of cult following.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of our generation. that watched Baywatch the first time through. So there's a lot of nostalgia there too. They could capitalize on, but I don't know.
I think this is good.
Well.
It's going towards the comedic version of this reboot, kind of in the same vein as the 21 Jump Street reboot, which was pretty funny. 21 Jump Street was pretty funny. So who knows? I'm not going to put it on my list.
Like
Gary will.
As an actor. I think he has the potential to be funny in this role, and do it justice. So I'll give Gary a chance at it, but I'm not going to go see it, and so I'm not. I can't pick it.
Yeah. All right. So May 26th, the following day, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales. This is Pirates 5.
That's going to make a boatload of money.
Yeah,
it will.
It's Johnny Depp. It's Disney.
Boatload of money, get it?
And it's gonna be a hit,
but it's gonna suck.
Exactly. I really want it to be good because I think that series has such potential. Like the first few movies were actually pretty good.
The first film especially was so good.
Yeah. It really. But it's becoming, the Rockies of Disney films now.
Yeah. Don't say that because the last Rocky film was awesome.
Well, I'm waiting for the last one, which is actually a spin-off and Depp's not really in it. That's
right.
Fine.
he's gonna keep, you know what though, he's gonna keep churning out these films because the news is reporting he's bankrupt.
Yeah,
because he's bought 8 or 9 islands in the Bahamas, and the islands plural, just crazy.
So when is he gonna do Edward Scissorhands 2? That's what I want to know.
I'm sure that if they threw the money down on the table, he would do it.
It'd be like Grandpa Scissorhands.
Yeah.
So speaking of Rocky, we kind of skipped over this movie, which is it's a limited release called Chuck.
That's why I skipped over it.
But it suddenly is relevant because of our discussion here. It's the story of the real life boxer who inspired Rocky. Yeah. Chuck. So that might be interesting.
What's the name of that?
Chuck.
Oh.
Chuck Webner. Okay, that takes us to June. June 2nd. This may be of interest to Keith because I know he loves this series of books. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, launches June 2nd. Hit or no hit?
I don't think it's going to be huge.
I say no as well. Anybody else?
It's going to make a lot of money because it's a kids movie, like a real little kid movie. So, but not a hit. It'll just do well for
so not a hit.
Yeah,
Keith says hit.
Which is that's kind of an interesting juxtaposition with the next movie.
You want to say anything about it? So you're just going to say thumbs up?
Who, me?
No, Keith.
I think Keith can't say.
Keith says yes, a hit. His effing mic is out again. All right. All right. The same day, Wonder Woman opens up. I will tell you, I am really looking forward to Wonder Woman. I think this might be the lone shining star in the DC Comics movie universe. I mean, although I don't think that Batman versus Superman was as bad a film as everyone makes it out to be. It's not a great film by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not the worst film ever. There were parts of Man of Steel which I really, really liked. But Wonder Woman, I'm very much looking forward to. I like the look of this film. I like that they're doing it in World War I. It looks pretty freaking cool. So it is going to be a hit.
Yeah,
it's going to be a hit. Wonder Woman was the only good part of Batman versus Superman. So
I also think
I think this is DC's first real superhero hit,
and it will probably eclipse Guardians.
Oh,
I think so.
No.
Really? I think so. I think it will. I think this has a shot at being the #1 film of the summer.
Wow. All right, let's keep it going. June 9th, It Comes at Night, which is starring Joel Edgerton and a bunch of people I don't know. A horror taking place at a desolate home in the wilderness where a father tries to protect his wife and son from a malevolent, mysterious presence. Yeah, no.
Nope.
Okay, so now this isn't going to be interesting because Universal is starting up their monster movie franchise once again, and this is the first one in that series, The Mummy. A modern day take on The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise with Russell Crowe and a bunch of other people.
If Tom Cruise is the Mummy, I'm in.
He's not the Mummy.
Damn it.
He plays Nick Morton, one of the characters who decides to dig up the new mummy, which is a priestess. It's going to be a woman named Amanit, who ushers in a new world of gods and monsters. Now, Russell Crowe is eventually going to play he's Dr. Jekyll, so he's going to have his own film at some point. Hit or no hit?
I'm going to say no, because I'm looking like 30 seconds into the preview here, and it's just guns and explosions. There's no mummies in this movie.
Yeah.
Although
I'm
maybe
gonna say no.
that'll work. Maybe that'll work into its advantage.
Modern horror movies with the classic monsters in a modern setting, I'm sorry, they don't work.
Doesn't work. Nope.
Part of the charm of The Mummy
work.
is that 1920s vibe, that
Yeah.
pulp fiction vibe.
I agree with that, and I think it could work if they really embrace that and went to it. And they can't do that with Tom Cruise. They just can't. That was a poor choice, and that's gonna shoot this thing in the foot before it ever gets started.
Yeah, I say not a hit.
Go back to Mission Impossible 17. That's a much better film for him.
Yeah.
This looks like Mission Impossible. If you watch it, if you turn the sound off, it's pretty much Mission Impossible.
Don't make The Mummy Mission Impossible. That's a terrible idea.
Too
All
late.
right, June 16th, we have 47 Meters Down, a scary shark horror movie. Mandy Moore, Matthew Modine.
It's no Sharknado. No. Don't even try. Don't even try to outdo Sharknado.
How about this, guys? All Eyes on Me, the Tupac Shakur biopic.
That's going to make a ton of money.
It's going to make a ton of money. It's not going to be, I wouldn't say it's a hit, but it'll have certainly an audience that wants to see that movie, so it'll do pretty well.
It's going to cause riots, and they're going to shut it down before it ever gets to Middle America.
Wow. That's not going to be a hit. It might make a lot of money, but it's not going to be a hit. All right, Pixar Cars 3.
Huge hit.
It's Pixar. It's Cars.
That's going to make a ton of money.
I don't know. Cars 2 really blew and was not a hit.
The first Cars blew.
The first Cars was okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
The first Cars was Doc Hollywood with Cars.
Well,
This is
yeah,
gonna
but it was
be-
still good. It
This is
still
going to be
made money. What's our definition of a hit? We're not going for Oscars.
Well, you're right.
It's going to make a ton of money.
I say it's going to be a hit too.
The problem was Cars 2 actually was not a hit. It got out that it was too rough for real young kids, and they bailed on it early. So I don't know if Cars 3, if anybody's coming back for that at this point, especially after the catastrophe that was Planes as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll all say it's going to be a hit though. It's Pixar. They don't usually.
I'm saying no.
Oh, you're saying
not?
no?
I'm saying no. It's not a hit.
All right. Scarlett Johansson in wild comedy Rough Night, along with Zoe Kravitz and Kate McKinnon. 5 women get together for a wild bachelorette party.
I think it's going to do well for the niche audience because it's Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
It's The Hangover for girls.
Well, it's this year's Bridesmaids, or it's trying to be.
Yeah. It'll probably do well because it's the only thing targeting women all summer, I think. So.
Do you think it will be a hit?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'll put that down.
I'm neutral.
Okay, June 23rd. Help me God. Transformers: The Last Night.
Did
With
they
a K.
promise this is the last? Promise?
Yeah, right.
It's going to be a hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately,
will.
these always make money. They always do well. There's a certain
Makes money.
And then
age
they
group.
make,
They
then
all
they make
suck.
another one.
It makes huge money internationally. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be a big American hit because it's sandwiched in
No.
between other movies that are going to be much bigger, that are in the same genre and appeal to the same audience. It's like Wonder Woman.
But it's going to make close to $1 billion. So I mean,
I don't know.
oh yeah, absolutely. It'll make $700 million international. No problem.
Yeah, I'm going to
last
say
one
no
that-
on this. I'm gonna say no
Okay.
on this one.
Gary says no. All right, Baby Driver, June 28th. Baby Driver, which is Kevin Spacey, John Hamm, and Jamie Foxx. Ansel Elgort stars as a getaway driver named Baby who drives to music, and the movie is said to be set entirely to music with an energetic soundtrack. He gets coerced into working on a heist that's doomed to fail.
You know, it'll probably do really well. There hasn't been a heist movie for a while, has there?
No.
No, I think it sounds like a cool movie, and I agree with Jeremy that's going to do really well. I don't know that it's going to land in like a top 10 range because there's a lot of other things that it's competing against.
I think
It might be a surprise.
I think it'll be forgotten.
I would give it a top 15, but not a top 10.
Yeah. Keith? His mic's not working. Wham, wham. He's just cursing. Son of a bitch. He says
no.
No. All right,
Keith says
June
no.
30th. Amityville, The Awakening, another Amityville horror movie. Anybody think that's a hit?
No.
No. All right, how about Despicable Me 3? I say yes. The Despicable Me franchise is huge.
That's going to make a ton of money.
I didn't see the second one, but I loved the first one. Agree?
Haven't seen any of them, but yeah, it'll probably be huge.
Yeah.
That's the one with those annoying little yellow things.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first one is pretty entertaining.
It's funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And it looks like we're getting quite a few, big kids movie hits. All right. So also on June 30th, Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. Two parents decide to turn their home into an underground illegal casino to make money while their daughter is asleep.
I actually saw the previews for this. This actually looks freaking hysterical.
This is going to be
I'm not sure it's going to be a hit, but it's going to be funny as hell.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this will be a hit.
Yeah, there's not a lot of these kind of comedies in the summer. I mean, there's a lot of action-y special effect kind of movies coming out. But as pure comedies go, this has a really wide range of appeal.
The last one was the Amy Schumer one, which will be long out by now. So I think this will be great.
Yep.
And
I'm hoping it'll be great. It looks funny as hell.
All right. July 7th, July 4th weekend, Spider-Man Homecoming. I am beyond psyched for Spider-Man.
I believe this will be the top grossing movie of the summer.
I think Marvel Spider-Man's going to be really good, but in the same summer, when we've got Wonder Woman, and Guardians, I don't think it's going to do as well. I really don't.
I think Guardians is going to be a little tainted by those early reviews, and it's not going to make as much as they hope. So, and Wonder Woman is going to be great, but I think this is going to outdo it. Just because of the Avengers franchise.
It would be okay if it did, but I don't think it will. I think people are pretty burnt out on Spider-Man.
You don't think
though, even though it's Marvel now, I don't think it's got enough to pull
Wow. Okay.
And don't get me wrong, it's going to be a hit. I just don't think it's going to be number one.
Well, so it is a hit. Okay, so I am putting it down as a hit for you.
Yeah, I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just saying it's not gonna be number one, and I think it'll drop below Guardians.
Okay. July 14th, I've really enjoyed both of the first two films in this new reboot series. War for the Planet of the Apes. Yes, this will be a hit.
No, it's going to flop.
The first two were awesome.
Did they do that well?
Yes.
I really didn't like that. Yes. The last one.
I haven't bothered to see any of them, and no one's recommended them to me, so I don't think.
I'll recommend them to you. I really enjoyed them.
You had several years to recommend them to me, and you never did. So damn it.
Sorry.
Forget it.
Sorry.
You had your chance.
All right, so I'm the only one that's saying War for the Planet of the Apes is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we number 23 of the summer.
Wish Upon, a magical box a young woman. Whoa. A magical box a young woman receives that causes more problems than anything. She uses it to make wishes and mess with the people who are bullying. Yeah, I'll just move on.
Pass.
Dunkirk, war film. Stars Mark Rylance, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Kenneth Branagh. about Allied soldiers from Belgium, Britain, and France surrounded by the German army during a fierce battle in France at the start of World War II. Directed by, I believe it's Jonathan Nolan, I think. Christopher Nolan. I think this will be a hit. I'll go say it's a hit.
Probably do pretty well. Won't be top 10.
Top 20. But yeah, it'll do well.
All right, Keith.
I got no opinion.
Okay.
I got no opinion on this. I don't. Yeah, I just don't think so. I don't know.
Okay. Girls Trip. This is Regina Hall, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Tiffany Haddish as a group of friends who decide to take a girls' trip together.
No.
Not gonna do too well.
No. Valerian. I'm sorry.
I think of that genre. What was that? Rough Night will eclipse the whatever that. What did we just talk about? Girls Trip.
I forgot it already.
I don't know. Words. Move on.
Okay, now this next one, I'm anxious to hear what Keith has to say because he is a huge Luc Besson fan because he loves The Fifth Element. Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
Wait, who doesn't love The Fifth Element? Really?
I know. Rob poo-poos it. I think it's an
horrible,
amazing film.
horrible movie.
Valerian is. I have seen every trailer. I have watched them all several times. I am so psyched for this movie. If I see one movie this summer, it'll be Valerian in the box office. This is definitely this is going to be my number 2 for the summer pick. I think it's going to break out and go huge. I think Wonder Woman will beat it barely.
I really want it. I really want to like it. Every time I watch the trailers, I'm convinced that the actors are staring at green screens. They look.
Oh, they are.
Well,
they definitely are.
But they're
because
actors.
That world can't exist.
But they shouldn't look like they're looking at a green screen. They should know what they're supposed to be looking at, and that.
But they're new. They're all new and they're main actors, and I think that's gonna.
New actors is not an excuse. We can poo-poo Valerian after it comes out. I think I want it to be a hit, but it's not. It's not.
I think
it's not going to be a hit.
Even if it's not a hit, I just want to enjoy it. But I don't know.
Atomic Blonde, July 28th. This is Charlize Theron, kind of like the John Wick series, but with women. Takes place in Cold War 1980. She's an MI6 agent that's going to East Germany to find some spies.
Everything you just said is awesome.
Yeah, I want this to be a hit, and I'm going to say yes just because I want to.
Jeremy and Gary. I think this is probably going to be a good movie. I don't think it's going to be a hit.
I think you're wrong.
Keith says yes. Did we lose Keith's microphone again? I'm sorry,
I think
Keith. Keith says
we
yes.
should just let's when he comes back, let's pretend his microphone is off.
Let's alternate. So the next movie, Rob gets to pick for Keith, then Jeremy picks for Keith, and then I'll pick for Keith.
All right. Oh my God, I can't believe this. The Emoji, the movie. Oh dear God.
No, this is.
I refuse to believe this will be a hit. I refuse it.
It's gonna suck.
I don't know. It has the poop emoji in it.
An inconvenient sequel, Truth to Power. Who cares?
Well, if you're going regional hit, this will be a huge hit in the Bay Area.
It'll be a huge hit in like 3 theaters in San Francisco.
Lines around the block.
Keith, did you get your mic working yet?
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
What?
Can't hear you, buddy.
What?
I could.
Are you
That's
there?
bullshit. Yeah, I'm hearable.
No. What?
You there?
Bastards.
Gary, you're
August
supposed to
4th.
play
I'm
along.
skipping August 1st. There's a little one coming out. August 4th. All right, Keith. The Dark Tower hits August 4th.
I think The Dark Tower is going to be awesome. I don't know as it's going to be a huge nationwide hit. I think it's too unique, and the fans are not going to get the fact that this is a second run through. I think it's got a lot of stuff working against it. It's going to be a cult favorite later, but it's not going to do well in the summer.
Yep.
I
would agree with that.
I agree with you.
That's unfortunate, but I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna love it, but that's just me.
You and me are going to love it. We're going to eat it up. We're going to own the Blu-rays, but
Yes. All right. So
It's going to be the fifth element for the next generation.
we've got Finn from The Force Awakens, John Boyega starring in Detroit, about the infamous Detroit riot of 1967.
Yeah.
Not a hit.
Nope, not a hit.
Probably maybe an Oscar movie. Who knows? But not going to be a hit.
Yeah.
No one's going to want to go see it. Let me just say this. I'm not trying to be political. No one's going to see a movie about riots when there may be actual riots going on.
Well, yeah, it just becomes a map, a plan.
All right, then we have Midnight Sun, starring Arnold's kid, Patrick Schwarzenegger, about a 17-year-old sheltered niece since childhood and confined to her house during the day. But didn't we have this already?
So this is a
Someone confined to their house?
This is a remake of a Japanese movie. So it's going to be maybe originally a good movie and then Americanized for a new audience.
No,
So I don't think it's
thank
going to
you.
work.
No, thank you. Annabelle, Annabelle Creation.
No, that's
A
like a
bunch
horror
of people I
thing.
don't know, some kind of horror movie. Let's move on. The Hitman's Bodyguard with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson.
What a pair!
Is this a comedy?
That's
Yes.
got to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also starring Gary Oldman, Salma Hayek.
Not a hit, but it'll do well. But
This
not a
action
top
comedy
two.
stars Ryan Reynolds as the world's top bodyguard who is hired to protect a hitman who must testify at the International Court of Justice, played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh boy.
Maybe. I'll say maybe.
I definitely will watch that on Netflix.
Yeah.
Usually late summer when you start putting comedies in there, they don't really do very well.
Yeah, people are going back to school.
Yeah. The Nut Job 2, was there a Nut Job 1?
I think
Yeah,
this will
that
be
looks
just
really
as
good.
memorable.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
Coming to the end of the summer now, I'm going to stop at Labor Day weekend, by the way. Polaroid, August 25th. I have no idea who that is. It's in the style of the vein of The Ring and Final Destination, so a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not going to do much.
In 3D. What? No, come
No,
on.
go away.
No.
Now, Terminator 2 is an awesome movie.
Yes, leave it as is.
Awesome movie. Not a hit, though. Via Capri, a two-hander action comedy in the vein of Midnight Run. Morgan Freeman and Tommy Lee Jones, an ex-mob lawyer in the witness. Yeah. We've seen this movie a zillion times. And then finally, August 30th, we have Leap, which looks to be a Pixar-y type movie.
This might be a surprise hit. It's not going to be huge, but I think it's going to do really well coming on the end of summer. Not a lot of kids movies before it, and I think this will do pretty good.
So you say yes?
What's
Yeah,
the
I think it's going to
studio?
do pretty good.
What studio's producing this?
The Weinstein Company.
Yeah, I think it's going to do well. I'm not thinking top 10, but it'll do well.
Yeah.
It's kind of it might. It may do well.
All right.
I may go see this.
Here's your last one. Last one for the summer. Renegades. Action heist thriller, formerly known as The Lake, starring J.K. Simmons and I have no idea. Navy SEALs who try to find long-lost Nazi gold at the bottom of a lake during the Bosnian War in the 90s.
Hasn't that been made 1,000,000 times?
Not 1,000,000, only 1,000.
Okay, 1,000 times. It's the beer exaggerating.
It's Monuments Men, but with gold.
Yay.
Or what was the one that George Clooney did in the desert? Three Kings or something like that?
Yeah.
All right, so let me quickly give you guys films that you said, and then I want you to each listen to your name, listen to your films, and then come up with your top 5. Ready? Keith, Guardians, Snatched, Diary, Pirates, Underpants, Wonder Woman, Rough Night, Transformer. We said you'd think Despicable Me 3 was a hit. The House, Spider-Man, Valerian, and Atomic Blonde. What's your top 5? Oh, he lost his mic.
Valerian.
We actually did lose your mic this
Transformers,
time, Keith. We're not lying.
Spider-Man, Wonder Woman,
All right,
and
so
Underpants.
Let me move to. I'm sorry, Gary. You're
Oh,
giving
Wonder
yours.
Woman. He said that. Okay, so I got one of those. And underpants, right? Right, Keith? Underpants? Just shake your head up and down. Guardians.
Oh, Wonder Woman, Valerian, Guardian. Okay, Wonder Man. Wonder Woman, Valerian, Guardians, Underpants, and Pirates.
Yeah, okay. It's what we said.
All right, Jeremy.
I can tell you the 5 I think are going to be the biggest hits. It's going to be Guardians, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Despicable Me, and Pixar Cars 3.
Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Despicable, Cars 3. All right, Gary. Top 5.
Wonder Woman, Guardians, Spider-Man, Pirates, and I'm going to go on the long shot, which was the one with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler.
The House.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
All right, so let's see here. I'm going to say Guardians of the Galaxy will be the #1 film, and I don't even think it's going to be close. Well, maybe close. Okay, so this is box office. Box
office revenue.
Guardians, Transformers, Wonder Woman, Cars 3, and Spider-Man. There's my top 5. All right, I will save this list, and we'll see how we do at the end of the summer.
September comes up.
Yeah. All right, so what do you think, guys? That segment took a little while. Do you want to do picks? Do you want to call it?
We're already over an hour, so we should probably skip right to beer review and
yes. All right, let's go with the especial first. Let's go around. I know these are going to be low. Especial.
Who'd you say?
Gary.
There is nothing especial about this beer. I could not put enough brew salt in it to make it palatable. I'm actually out of brew salts now, so I'm going to give it a 1.
1. All right. Keith is actually on record. He has typed it down. He's given especial a 2. Jeremy, what say you?
Yeah, this is a big, gigantic 1. It's exactly what you'd expect from an adjunct lager. Make a michelada out of it, and it's tolerable. 1.
I'm gonna give the especial a 4. It's fine for Mexico when you want a cheap beer because they're really cheap down there. And this is a very summer in Texas type beer. Corona's the other big one, which I know the boys love. But down here in Texas, they're pretty popular. So it's a 4. Nothing to write home about.
They're expensive here. It's $10 a six pack. Yeah. So
you'd think all those people pouring over the border would bring some especial with them.
No, it's $10 a six pack is getting a little pricey for this kind of beer.
Yeah. All right, Modelo. Let's go in reverse order. I like Modelo a lot. It's one of the first beers I ever drank, by the way. Probably within the first 10. And it just has that kind of nice buttery feel to me. Easy drinking. It's very simple to drink, but you got to have it ice cold. If it starts to warm up, you got to throw it out immediately. Just like Corona, just like any Mexican beer, you can't drink it warm at all. It's got to be ice cold. So I give Negro Modelo a solid 6. I like it a lot. Okay, Jeremy, what do you give Modelo?
It's my go-to for a michelada just because it has more flavor than most Mexican beers. But on its own, it's really, the flavor's not my favorite. I'm going to give it a 2 because it's better than a Especial.
It's 100% better than an Especial.
It's 100% better.
All right, Keith.
You're right. If it warms up at all.
If it's warm, it's got to go.
Yeah.
Keith gives Negro Modelo a 3, a trace. And
I didn't have it tonight, but my untapped rating was a 2, which is a 4 in our range.
Ooh,
unless I'm feeling very generous. What was your drop? A 6?
I gave it a 6. Yeah, I like it.
So the Especial averaged out to a 2 for our group, and the Negro averaged out to a 3.75.
Okay. So not much to write home about, but you know,
Well, one's better than the other.
we've had worse. I mean, there is plenty. I mean, there is a worse out there. So, all right, gentlemen, any closing thoughts?
Nope.
There's a special place in hell reserved for people like you, Rob, who would say things like that.
Oh my!
That works for Keith. That works. Jeremy, any closing thoughts?
Drink more beer, but preferably not these Mexican beers.
Right. All right, Keith, any closing thoughts? Yeah, sure. I think Emma Watson is hot.
Oh, of
Perfect.
course,
Thanks,
the
Keith.
soundboard works. Can you play music?
Yeah. Keith really thinks. Say that again, Keith. Emma Watson is hot. All right. Well, you heard it here first. I guess that'll close it out for season 4, episode 11 of the Pioneer No Return show. Here comes the music.
Keith.
He's typing. Keith's typing. Really slow. He's henpecking. He lost audio. Cue me for music now.
I'll take a strong stout over stride. I prefer to confer with a half pint of ale than live
I don't know about you guys, but I think Keith should lose his audio every show.
I think this
Yeah.
this may be the highest production value we've ever had on the Pioneer No Return.
Pretty freaking good. Yeah.
We should just go out on top.
I think that's the end of our run right there. Better.
It doesn't get better.